NBA playoffs continue on EA Sports. It's Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. We are at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Tonight, it's the LA Lakers playing host to the LA Clippers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They lead the series 2-1, and this would set up a chance for them to take a commanding 3-1 lead.
And this has been a back-and-forth seesaw kind of series. It's had a little bit of everything, though. But I think Game 4 is where the rubber starts to meet the road. This is where the intensity really starts to pick up, and I think we'll see that tonight.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. We're just underway in game number 4. Shot from the lane won't go.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chipping.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Across the timeline comes James. Down just a couple. Schroeder to James. Here comes the screen. Surging. Knocked away. It's getting dangerous down there.
And I hated getting my shot blocked like that, but I did like getting the ball right back.
Anthony Davis missed his first. That one goes.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Batum. To George. For 3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Caldwell Pope to James. Here comes the screen. LeBron James wants it. Knocks it down. Off the step back. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Batum goes to the left side. To Nick Batum. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To James. From the outside, no good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Shot won't go. To Schroeder. To Caldwell Pope. Kuzma to Davis. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs a guard on the next play down the court.
Paul George to Batum. Here comes the screen. Batum. His first effort off the mark. Kuzma matched up with Paul George. Strong finish for Paul George.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
LeBron James at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 73%. Off the mark at the line. Beverly into the front court. They trail by 2. To Paul George. Short jumper misses. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs 3-round games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Blue Vein 2021.
He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Yo, Ed, how's that saying go? Fool me once, you used up the free pass. You know how they're calling this one. Ease up on the aggressive plays on the ball.
LeBron James has got 2 shots coming. He struggled so far. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. LA Clippers with the basketball. George to Beverly. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. James into the front court. 10-6 our score. Nothing going here on that drive. James to Davis. Can't miss those.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Paul George fires. Paul George. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
George to Leonard. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots, but the more effort. He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Rebound Marcus Morris. Beverly into the front court. It's 12-10. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Caldwell Pope to James. Fires the three. Oh, LeBron James. Not much more the defense could have done. He hits the contested three.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Leonard to Beverly. To Leonard. Beyond the arc for three. Well,
the Los Angeles Clippers led Series 2-1 over Los Angeles Lakers in the 2021 NBA playoffs 3-round season 8 games.
Now, we got a dogfight.
Here's LeBron for two. Not that time. And the finish. Jay, that was unguardable.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Drummond. Oh, ferocious slam inside. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Curling inside. Kawhi Leonard. 2 of 4 now.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Los Angeles has the basketball. To James. Screen coming. LeBron James up against Patterson. To Drummond. From the painted area, won't go down. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Won't go. Cook to bring it into the front court. He'll run the offense. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Beverly. Here comes the screen. Andre Drummond swats it. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Both teams tweaking their lineups.
Series is now tied at 1-1 between New York Knicks and Brooklyn Nets in the 2021 NBA playoffs 3-round season 8 games.
And the Lakers with the rebound. It's Cook with the basketball. Leads a bucket. To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. 3 for 4. Good start.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard against Markieff Morris. Short jumper stays out.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Able to convert inside.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
Beverly into the front court. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's now 5 for 6.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
He throws it down. We're 1 quarter down in Game 4. Jay and I return in a moment. This is the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
Well, both teams had their rhythm. They established the tempo that they wanted to play at. But ultimately, something has to give. Some team has to draw a line in the sand.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Luke Kennard. Down to 5 on the 24. Rondo's shot won't go down. Smith with it up top. Leads 4. Here comes the screen. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. To Kyle Kuzma. From long range. No issues for Kuzma. Hand in his face. He drills it.
That shot was nice. But that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Here comes the screen. Beverly. To the rim. Lays it up and in.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Cook to bring it into the front court. Leads 5. To J.R. Smith. Shot clock winding down. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Learn from that. You got to be a step ahead of the offensive player. Know that fake is coming again later.
To Luke Kennard. Beverly. Deep right corner to Beverly. Rondo off the mark. Kyle Kuzma has the basketball. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Kyle Kuzma trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. The free throw good. cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. Leonard to Luke Kennard. Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard won't go. Here's Schroeder with it. His team leads it by 10. To Davis. Scores from the post.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Leonard to Luke Kennard. Here comes the screen. Here's Leonard for two. Kawhi Leonard, now 4 for 9.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
LeBron into the front court. Lead stands at 10. Clippers have the basketball. Rondo to the basket, but he can't finish. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
James to Kyle Kuzma. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Slams it down, and there was no stopping him that time.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
To Leonard. Short jumper won't fall. To Schroeder. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Layup goes down. Well done.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
James, bad pass there. Clippers have it. Kawhi Leonard. Not that time.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Leonard to Luke Kennard. Short jumper won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Leonard to Beverly. To Leonard. Kennard. The pass set it all up.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
James, down low for Davis. Serge Ibaka pins it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Caldwell Pope to Davis. Has a chance. Anthony Davis. 4 out of 7.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in you. They even throw their bodies into you. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
To Marcus Morris. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
It's James controlling the offense to Davis. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
LeBron with it up top. It's an 8-point lead. To Schroeder. They go down to Davis. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Beverly to Luke Kennard. 4-3. Shot clock violation. Luke Kennard bothered just enough on that one. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. James to Davis. And it's Beverly there to grab the rebound. To George. LBJ has it. To Davis. Sizing up the defense. And 2 for AD.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Nothing going here on that drive. Anthony Davis sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To James. Rocking the rim.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Beverly into the front court. 14-point deficit. To Nick Batum. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Not that time. LeBron into the front court. They lead it by 14. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Batum. Patrick Beverly. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Davis. And it's George there for the rebound. George to Marcus Morris. LeBron James. Huge block. Kuzma brings the ball up court. To Davis, down low. From the painted area, won't go down. Beverly into the front court. Trailing by 14. Lakers come up with it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Schroeder, they'll get it down to Davis. Goes to the left side. Caldwell Pope, down low for Davis. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Paul George to Batum. Here comes the screen. Anthony Davis tips it. That's his third block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Deep three at the buzzer. We reached halftime here in Game 4. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Lakers entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Clippers have yet to appear after one half of basketball. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Assists. Player of the half.
Anthony Davis did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
It's the Clippers with the possession now to Paul George. To Marcus Morris. Batum. Beverly. That's off the side of the rim, short. Across the timeline comes James. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Tough make through traffic.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Marcus Morris. Batum to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
To Schroeder. The drive, right to the basket. Good, off a spin.
I love when I get a chance to watch guys who can make more out of what they actually have in their arsenal. And that's who Dennis Schroeder is. For a guy who really can't shoot, he sure does put the ball in the bucket.
Here comes the screen. Beverly to George. Oh, I missed a short one there. James into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Here comes the screen. Schroeder to Davis. Serge Ibaka sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Shot from the lane won't go. Lakers ball to James. Davis to Kyle Kuzma. 5 seconds to shoot. Here comes the screen to Kyle Kuzma. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. First free throw is good. And he hits the second. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. George to Beverly. Paul George to Nick Batum. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. The jumper's off the mark. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Ibaka. To Batum. Nikola Batum. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
James to Davis. Scores from the post.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Probing the defense. Beverly to Nick Batum. Lets it fly from long range. And the rebound taken down by the Lakers. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
George to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Batum. And the Lakers have the rebound. Schroeder with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Kuzma to Schroeder. They go down to Davis. Short jumper stays out. Paul George to Batum. To Marcus Morris. Has a look. Beverly shot no good. Lakers at the controls right now. To Davis, down low. To Caldwell Pope. Clippers have got it. To Beverly. Ibaka. Off the assist.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
To Kyle Kuzma. Schroeder. They'll get it down to Davis. Paul George with a piece.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Count the basket at the rim.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Timeout called here by the Clippers as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Beverly to Luke Kennard. Batum. Great pass to set it up. Serge Ibaka. 3 for 6 now.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
The pass taken away by the Clippers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
And gets both to drop at the line. Los Angeles, they have it. Down low for Davis. To Kyle Kuzma. Count the basket inside.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. Batum to Marcus Morris. LA with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit. Yes. And the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at their legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Nikola Batum at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throws good to cap off the three-point play as they draw a tiny bit closer. Los Angeles has the basketball. They go down to Davis. Joakim Noah rejects it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
He gets it.
This is a statement game for this unit. This defense has generated a lot of easy offense. And the one thing we know in the league, easy offense is hard to come by.
Here comes the screen. Batum, guarded by Morris. To Marcus Morris. Knocks down a tough shot. Now a smothering defense.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Rondo into the front court. Down a bundle to Marcus Morris. Batum. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock to Luke Kennard. Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot. It's Cook with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Quinn Cook. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard. Andre Drummond snatching it out of the air. Kennard. Won't go down. And it's Davis for the rebound. Into the front court comes Smith. Looking to make something happen. Kawhi Leonard able to recover with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Drummond. Off the assist.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. To Leonard. He connects with the step back.
Ooh, is there a medic in the house? You need to get those ankles retaped ASAP.
Lakers ball. Here comes the screen. To J.R. Smith. Anthony Davis lets it go. Deep two there, won't go.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Caldwell Pope to Davis. From the painted area, won't go down. Another follow, stays out. Rondo with the basketball. Counting down toward a minute to play in this third quarter. Knocked loose. Cook to bring it into the front court. Less than a minute to go in this third quarter. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Leonard. Andre Drummond blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Leonard. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Look Kennard slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Short jumper won't fall. That ends the 3rd quarter. So far, it's been all Lakers. It's Lakers ball as we start the 4th quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
It was right there. Leonard to Paul George. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
It's Cook with the basketball. They lead it by 14. To J.R. Smith. And the Clippers with the rebound. To George. Leonard. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Cook's shot won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Paul George. Has a chance, and he buries it.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To J.R. Smith. 5 on the shot clock. To Kyle Kuzma. Fires the 3, knocks it down, and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
But did you see on that 3-point shot, did you see him slightly kick his legs out? By kicking his legs out, the defender runs into the legs, there's contact. That's how you get a 4-point play potentially.
Kyle Kuzma with a chance at a 4-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. 3-pointer plus a free throw on that trip. George here against Morris.
No good. Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
To Drummond. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Knocks down the first. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. To George. Has a look. The shot by George won't go down. Kuzma to Drummond. able to convert inside.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Clippers have the basketball to Paul George. Take stock of the floor. Andre Drummond with the block.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Here comes the screen. Smith to Drummond. Nice pass to set things up.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
George to Leonard. Going to launch beyond the arc. Message received. Well defended.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Quinn Cook up against Patterson. Here comes the screen. Here's a chance from long range. Man, that was a tough shot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
George against Markieff Morris. Here comes the screen. Paul George. For 3. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. James to Schroeder. Here's the whistle. 5 seconds. Back to the basket. Violation sends it the other way. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
LeBron James with the rock. To Kyle Kuzma. Schroeder. Down to 5 on the 24 and draws the foul.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks. But you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. To George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Beverly. That's no good. Schroeder to James. To Davis. Shot from in close, no good. To Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George, 4-2. Knocks it down from mid-range.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
LeBron into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Schroeder. Curling inside. Oh, Dennis Schroeder, 4 out of 7.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collected. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
PG lets it fly. Gets a look. Can't hit. LeBron with it up top. His guys hold a commanding lead. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
George lets it fly. Not that time. To Caldwell Pope. Good look that time, but off the mark. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Beverly to Nick Batum. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First try, no good. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. LeBron into the front court. He'll run the offense. Schroeder to James. To Kyle Kuzma. Finish that. Here's Rondo with it. Down a bundle. Nothing going here on that drive. George. LA with 4 to shoot. Rondo. It's no good. Shots not going down. To James. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. And 2 for AD.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To George. Screen coming. Batum picked up by Schroeder. It's George for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. LBJ with it. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Batum to Paul George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. It's PG for 2. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Schroeder to Kyle Kuzma. To Davis, down low. To James. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
LeBron James trying to cash in on the three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Kawhi Leonard guarded by Schroeder. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Leonard. Nice pass to get things going.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Looking to make something happen. To Davis. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
Anthony Davis, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 79% at the line. First one, count it. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Schroeder to Davis. Trying to cash in. Not today.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer, the Lakers get the victory. They've seized control of the 7-game series as they run out to a 3-1 lead. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers put together a nice win here today. And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. The Clippers just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Check out the leading scores for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Anthony Davis seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again. He kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Coyne and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.